Calculate is one of the most shout out function in the DAX series, or you can say this is one of the most shout out DAX function in Power BI. Let's understand this with the help of use cases, right? Instead of getting into too much of the technicality behind this function, I'm directly going to give you a use case of this function, how this can help you a lot. So for example, here you see we have this total sales by each of the product line for electronic accessories, fashion accessories, food and beverages, etc. Now if you see over here, we have the total sales for each of the product categories, and here what you see is the total of all these product categories, right? Now what if I want to understand what percentage contribution does electronic accessories do in the total sales? So which means 20,600 is what percentage of 81,273, and same goes for each of the product line. So ultimately I want to have the output something like this. So you see this is 25% of the approximately 25% of the 81,273, right? Same way it goes for each of the product line. This is one of the use case, right, where we want to see the percentage contribution of each of these categories into the total sales. Now there could be second scenario also. For example, you let's see for each out of each of this product, let's take this product health and beauty. It is having total sales of 21,108. Now if I want to find that electronic accessories sales is what percentage of this, same way fashion accessories total sales is what percentage of this, right? How would you do that? So ultimately I want to find something like this, you see. So total sales in electronic and accessories is 97.59% of the health and beauty, same way, right? So how do you solve this problem? So all these things can be solved using calculate function. So how calculate function helps? So let's take an example for this particular percentage, this one, right? To calculate this, what you require, first of all, you have, let's say you have this kind of data, and somehow if you manage to get this total amount against each of the total sales, something like this, right, then it is very easy. You can divide each of these two and you can get the percentage value, something like this, isn't it? Same goes if you want to find the percentage comparison with health and beauty. So here you have the total sales for each of the product, and you, all that you require is to repeat the total sales of health and beauty against each of the item, and then you just divide it and you got the percentage, right? So this part, this repeating for each of these things, you can very easily do with the help of calculate function, right? So let me take you to the Power BI directly and help you understand how you can solve this. So over here we have the same data. I will be creating a matrix, but before that let me create a measure which says for, but before that let me make it little bigger. Let me see what is the font size that I have got. It is already 15. That's on wonderful. Now over here I will very quickly create a measure which is called total sales. Okay, let's just create total, oops, total sales. Okay, and over here all that I need to do is just sum up the total bill amount. This is done. Total sales is created. Now I'm going to create a matrix over here, and into that I'm going to put the city. Now this is what I get. No, not city, but the product line, where our problem statement is to have it by product line, right? So here is what we got, right? Now we need to see the total sales for each of these two, right? So here we got the total sales for each of this product. Now what we require is we require to repeat this total sales against each of this, right? So for that I'm going to create another measure which is called all sales. It is taking a little bit of time, you just have patience. Over here I'm going to say all sales, and over here I would use calculate. And what exactly I want to do is I want to take total sales, total this is something which I have already summed up, so I'm directly using it. If you want to sum it here, you can do that also, right? Now over here I just need to override the filter. So the moment you put the category in matrix in row level or column level, that automatically applies the filter, and no matter what value you are putting over here, that would all be categorized by this, right? So I'm going to use all function to override this filter, and into that what I want to say is, I want to say for all of the product line I want to have the total sales, right, at one place. Now as soon as I do this, right, you see, as soon as I do this, the all sales is created, and all that I require to do is just select this, bring it into the value, all sales into the value. Over here you see it is repeated. Now the next problem statement is dividing both of these two. So again I'm going to create a new measure over here. I will create a new measure, and I would say percentage of total sales, right? And all that I need to do is, this is total sales, no, yes, this is total sales divided by the new measure which I had created is all sales, right? And just hit enter. That will be created over here. You will see that in a moment, right? So you see here it says percentage of total, right? So now what I'll do is, again I'll bring that. So before I bring that into it, okay, let me first bring that, then it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, so let me put it over here. You see, you can see this is already in percentage, right? It's just we want to show it into the percentage format. Just select this measure, and in the measure tool come over here and click this will be converted into the percentage format. Okay, you see this is converted. So this is how you can use the calculate function. Now I don't need this all sales, so I will just remove that, right? So here I have sum of total bill, and here I got the percentage contribution for each of this category. Now let's try to compare each of these categories against health and beauty in terms of percentage. So again I need to create a new measure, and this time I would just require to apply a bit of filter into it, right? Rest everything is going to be the same. So I'm going to say percentage of H and B, means health and beauty, right? You can give the name whatever you want, and I'm going to use calculate function. Here again I require to use total calculate, and I need to use total sales, and over here I need to use product line equals to health and beauty. Health, this is not case sensitive, so you don't need to worry about health and beauty. Now this is done. I just made a mistake, not a mistake, but I should give a different name. Sales of health and beauty, sales of health and beauty, right? We got this sales of health and beauty. Now we need to find, let me put sales of health and beauty into right over here, right over here, sales of health and beauty. All right, so here you see 21,108 is repeated for each of these row. Now the next task, where you have to calculate percentage of each of these item against the total sales of health and beauty against this, and I want you to show that in the same format as percentage, which means precisely I want you to do this, right? This thing I want you to do, right? So I want you to solve that problem by yourself, and let me know into the comment section if you were able to solve that or you faced any difficulty. If you face any difficulty, let me know, I'll solve it for you. But it is very simple. You just need to create another measure, and you just need to divide total sales by this, right? And that will be done. So just try to do that and let me know how you managed to solve that, right? If you got any difficulty or not. Thank you very much for watching this. Wish you good luck.